After college, I lived on $2 a day for food by choice.
$2 a day?
This you like got an apartment with like three people and decided to do this because you knew refugees or something? Like, what's that all about?
I was like an orphan myself, right? I was born in Korea, adopted by my parents in the States. But before that, I was in an orphanage for a little bit.
A 1.6 GPA or something like this. And I find this sometimes, with like different entrepreneurs. They may not be school smart, but might be totally street smart or like geniuses in a different way.
I'll make a bold statement here. Could be wrong. I am often. But Zach, I'd say that you having your own personal brand was probably built off strategies similar to this that had opened up so many doors you didn't foresee years ago.
Like Mark Wahlberg and Magic Johnson, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
I feel like, okay, you bring up LinkedIn. I feel like a lot of times LinkedIn is like the redheaded stepchild of like social media.
Welcome to ClickFunnels Radio, the podcast that brings you the latest strategies, insights, and success stories from online marketers just like you who utilize funnels to grow their business. Our mission is simple: to help you unleash the true potential of your online business by harnessing the power of funnels. Join us, bringing you exclusive interviews and thought-provoking discussions that will revolutionize the way you approach online marketing. Here are your hosts, Chris Cameron and Ben Harris.
All right, everybody, welcome back to an episode of ClickFunnels Radio. We have an amazing guest here today to help us out with episode 708. Reached quite the number, and I'm here with our one and only co-host, Chris Cameron. Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, man, it's good to be here. Excited for today. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Me too. Somebody who has an absolute wealth of knowledge and has reached a giant personal brand, no pun intended, because that is of his best-selling book, Reach. Go ahead and go and find that wherever books are sold. And it has a massive following on Instagram and a massive company that can help you do the same. But we'd love to dive into how he's using funnels and everything to do that. Please welcome Zach Benson.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see you.
Too much. It's great to see you as well. And on these shows, Zach, and for those listening and or watching, this is actually Zach's second appearance on ClickFunnels Radio. And Chris, this may be our second, our first guest that we've had that's making appearance number 2 right now. And
probably so.
Point,
yeah.
And some a third. But Zach, starting with your career, you actually had a unique path towards the internet and getting discovered that could involve a little bit of 1-2 step. Could you give us, the full background of that?
Yeah. So actually, before all stuff, I was actually a breakdancer, so a b-boy. Grew up in this place called Iowa. And yeah, here I was, this Korean looking dude growing up and dancing on the streets of Iowa. So, it was pretty weird because I didn't have like a lot of people and friends that breakdance. Like I was pretty much the only one who did it. So I learned from a DVD, Mike Garcia, how to breakdance, fell in love with it, started a dance crew, started competing all around the Midwest, Chicago, LA, New York. And then eventually I made it onto this TV show called So You Think. And, never won. I wasn't that good, but I was good enough to make it to the round 4, top 100.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thousands of people. And pretty much taught in over 50 countries. Towards the end of my career, was making $1,000 an hour just workshops at mom and pop studios all around the world. And made it a full-time career. So yeah, teaching's always been a passion.
Was that where you first started doing internet marketing? I mean, if you're getting paid $1,000 an hour, obviously, So You Think You Can Dance gave you some quote unquote street cred, pun intended, yes. Right? Like, did you still have to use like online marketing to get enough people, like to fill the room, to pay for the spaces or whatever? Is that where you started, or how did the internet marketing part happen?
Yeah. So this was like back in like 2007, right? 2007 through 11. So, and I really just reached out to dance studios. And, in the beginning, it was all manual. I just like pick up a phone or knock on doors, email. And then I got my friend. Now he's working at like OpenAI, and before he worked at like Twitter. Yeah, software engineer, super smart guy. and he helped me scrape all of these emails, all the dance studio emails in the world, with a few clicks of a button, and then send out an email blast. And that's how I kind of scaled things. But in the beginning, yeah, it was just like creating a and testimonials, and it was a numbers game, right? Some people wanted breakdancing, some people were like, nah, I just want to stick to ballet and jazz, right? But enough people said yes to help me like do that all around the world.
Dude, that's awesome. And in starting to build a presence in that, in that realm, what helped gain a following on social media? Because you've built a massive one. Did that start with breakdancing? You sort of like switched brands? Walk us through that.
Yeah. So, Instagram, out then, like, I got on Instagram like in 2015, so still pretty early days. And at that time, I had a dance Instagram account, and then we had all of these other Instagram pages, like in the meme and the comedy space. And we started growing, our accounts, and then other like celebrities and comedians like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, like all these guys, like back in the day, like they didn't know it was us, but we were growing them. And it was cool. And that's kind of how we built that network. And then we started getting into other niches, up in fitness and health and motivation, and yeah, that's kind of how we created that big network of millions of followers, which then also helped grow our pages, and we made a business out of it.
Okay, hold on, I want to break down something you just said.
I knew you were going to say this.
Like, hold on, you kind of skimmed over this like it was no big deal, but there's so many components to this right now. You're like, we started growing Chris Rock's page and Dave Chappelle page, but they didn't even know we were doing this. Is that some type of guerrilla marketing? Is that how you're trying to get noticed? Like, what does that mean?
That basically means like, they, big celebrities have like a lot of gatekeepers and marketing managers. And so in the early days of Instagram, I think a lot of people were on Telegram, kind of like in the crypto space, right? There's like this underground, like Instagram world where you could buy accounts, sell accounts, that sort of thing. And so a lot of these, I guess, marketing managers that were working for these celebrities were like on these chats and Telegram and paying for shout outs and paying our pages. And yeah, we bought pages that had 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, and these were going for 20 USD. Back then. Now they're worth a lot more, but we're growing people's pages like 8 to 12,000 followers a day, just doing shout outs. It's crazy. That was the good old days.
So these are like shout out, these are like fan pages that you could go build up as its own brand and then to that particular influencer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that's how a lot of them grew back in the days.
This is genius, because we also hired you like to run Russell's. I mean, and you guys were able to grow Russell's big time. Like, talk to us a little bit about the difference maybe between social media account that is an influencer in that respect, that has something to go sell or a product or a service, versus somebody who's a celebrity. Is there a big difference, or is it all the same formula?
It depends on like the celebrity and the person and the type of content that they post, right? And Instagram's algorithms constantly change, always changing super fast, right? So what used to work before, like some of the tactics and strategies that we use, like follow, unfollow.
Hey, while you're enjoying this, I want to let you in on something we've been working on really quick.
If you've been wanting to launch an idea and you're like, I don't know what to do.
Problem is, you don't know how to get that message out there. You need a funnel
that had you launched in a week, had twice the sales, and was scalable on Facebook ads.
If you want to learn exactly how in just 5 days, you're going to want to check out the Your First Funnel Challenge.
Your first funnel will be the thing that changes your business.
If you don't have a funnel
and you still haven't built one yet,
and you're like, I don't know what to do.
You got to check out what we're doing with Russell Brunson at ClickFunnels right now.
In my talk, I'm going to show you how to sell
sell your products and services.
I'll be teaching tripwire funnels in the challenge.
We've had almost 3 million orders.
Thousands and thousands of people around the world. You're one funnel away.
Funnel can change the car you drive, the house you live in, and how you travel from here to there.
The 4 mistakes that I see so many people make.
This challenge funnel has allowed me to launch 2 companies, 7 figures and beyond, with no email list, no social media following.
I grew an agency to 100 people and 8 figures.
Over $100 million in sales.
And over the next 5 days,
you'll be hearing from people like myself,
Damon John, Gary White, Annie Grace, and Myron Golden.
And like 20 other high-level entrepreneurs are going to be showing you how to build your first funnel.
And the best part, it's free.
As in free 99.
By the end, you will have your whole entire funnel built.
So if you want to join the challenge, just click below right now. I want you to be in the challenge. I want you to take that step, build your first funnel, and change your life.
So stop sitting on your couch and watching this video on your cell phone.
Click the link below.
I can't wait to see you there.
We'll see you in the challenge.
And bots and now even people are using AI and story viewers and all these different things. Instagram is changing. What still works today is when you have like a big network, and you have accounts that have millions of followers on them, and you like and you comment and you engage in a certain window of time, it can create a viral effect, and help boost you, put you everywhere, so that the users that are from these other accounts, they're seeing your content, and then it creates like a ripple effect. So this is the engagement group strategy still works on, all kinds of people's pages, whether you're thought leader, SaaS, or you're a beauty fashion influencer. As long as you have a big network, it works on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Like we're doing like crazy things on LinkedIn right now, just with engagement groups.
Can I ask a question? Chris, do you have some on engagement? So and I think you've brought up a super interesting point, Zach, and even just to sort of unpack this and stop me if I'm ever wrong, but with engagement groups, it's really finding a bunch of like-minded people. So anyone who's listening to this who is trying to grow online, you get a group of a certain amount of people that, let's say, are on the same wavelength in terms of reach or count. Now, to get bigger people, that'd be great. But starting out, let's say you all have 500 followers, you get a group of 5 of you, and you all have notifications set up to where, let's say the 3 of us have one, and Chris posts a picture on Instagram, I'm notified of it, so I will go and comment, not stuff that's silly, but something that's authentic. And as we all continue to comment at the same time, that's going to expand the organic reach and also expand the impressions of my comment, drawing people back to my profile. Is that what you mean when you say engagement groups?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, and you need to be in a lot of them to like make a big impact to actually, go viral and reach millions of people. So start off small, like you said, like-minded people, similar size, similar follower counts. But then as you build and grow, and if you have some extra money to throw at this, there's ways to get inside of accounts with millions of followers, right? And that hits harder, right? It hits different than somebody who has like 5 million followers or 1 million followers and they like and engage versus somebody that has like 5,000 followers, right? It doesn't you need more juice to like really like grow.
One question I have is on top of that, I feel like, okay, you bring up LinkedIn. I feel like a lot of times LinkedIn is like the redheaded stepchild of like social media. Like everybody's like, oh, it's for old people or whatever. And you guys are doing exciting stuff with LinkedIn. Is that working as well as Instagram? Is it totally doing with LinkedIn?
Yeah, like LinkedIn, it's taken off, right? Like it's essentially the same thing, right? Where we're getting accounts that have maybe 100, 200,000 followers on them and liking and commenting in window period of time after people post. So one of the strategies that we use that's pretty effective is when people like our clients post, like they send us a link in like a WhatsApp group or Telegram group, say posted, and then we get the big accounts to liking, and it's creating a viral effect on LinkedIn. growing people. Yeah.
Is it different though for like a different age demographic or no? I mean, is this something like, I feel like TikTok was the hip thing. Instagram, even Facebook gets a bad rap. That's like for Gen X or whatever. Like, I mean, is Instagram the new cool? I'm not Instagram. I'm sorry. LinkedIn, the new cool?
Yeah, I think it's just tapping into different audiences and networks, you know? So it's like, I think the more that you can be on, all the platforms and reach people and share valuable content, I mean, the better. But yeah, just crazy. Like right now, I would say everyone should focus like on LinkedIn. I mean, as far as like an organic, like semi-organic growth opportunity, LinkedIn's where it's at.
That's awesome. I know, right? I'll make a bold statement here. Could be wrong. I am often. But Zach, I'd say that you having your own personal brand was probably built off strategies similar to this that had opened up so many doors you didn't foresee years ago. Is that the truth? And if so, can you give us like a fun example of, someone you've met out to you through social media?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the bigger following that you have, like the bigger network, I mean, bigger doors that you can get into, right? Because nowadays everybody's on social media. So when I volunteered and I worked with the Dubai Board of 2016, like through them, like I met a lot of like celebrities because I had the power of Dubai behind me. So I was like, hey, how would you like to come to Dubai? All expenses paid.
No kidding.
First class, and we'll pay you to post. So I connected with a lot of celebrities I've met. But yeah, I mean, like Mark Wahlberg and Magic Johnson, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Ferragamo family, like Salvatore, and I'm big into hospitality, so I've made a lot of cool chefs and that sort of thing. So that's my passion. But yeah, man, it's pretty cool. What like the type of people you can meet just on Instagram and social media when you have a big following.
That's amazing. And what, obviously, you've kind of just recapped that doors have opened because you decided to build a fueled by your dancing career. But what led you into the hospitality space? You just mentioned that's your passion, travel, hospitality. Was that always an interest of yours? Walk us through how that even started.
So after college, I lived on $2 a day for food by choice.
$2 a day?
You like got an apartment with like 3 people and decided to do this because you knew refugees or something? Like, what's that all about?
I was like an orphan myself, right? I was born in Korea, adopted by my parents in the States. But before that, I was in an orphanage for a little bit, and then was lucky. I was chosen and a chance to have a better life. And so I just always wanted to give back. Because I've always been very blessed and grateful for my life and what my parents have given me. So after college, I read this book. It's called Irresistible Revolution by this guy named Shane Claiborne. And he worked alongside Mother Teresa Calcutta. And I got him to speak at my college, and he was kind of the guy to like inspire me to do this, perform this year of service in Atlanta, Georgia. I met refugees I volunteered 30 hours a week with 6 other people. We pooled our so collectively $30 a week we spent on groceries.
Oh my gosh.
Very simply. And those refugees, just hearing their stories, it's kind of inspired me to like travel and find my birth mother and just learn about other people and cultures. And that's kind of how I caught the travel bug. This world's so big and beautiful. I got to explore it and meet all these interesting people and try all these interesting foods. And then, that's when I started to get into, food and travel and hotels and that sort of thing, and got the Ferragamos as a client and partnered with them on some stuff and got into, cooking and wine and that sort of thing.
Listen, Zach, I can tell that your brain works different in talking to you. Like, I can tell you're a genius. You think different ways, you problem solve, and you figure out what you want to do and you do it. But I've heard before that you are not a good student. you're talking like a 1.6 GPA or something like this. And I find this sometimes, with like different entrepreneurs, they may not be school smart, but might be totally street smart or like geniuses in a different way. What would you say to the other entrepreneurs that, or even kids aspiring to have a business, but they don't fit that mold of school or GPA? How do you relate to that? What advice would you have?
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you did some research. You did your homework, man.
Maybe a little bit.
So I had a 1.6 GPA. That was true in middle school, 7th grade, because I didn't try. I didn't like school. I was ADHD kid, just dancing, and that was my thing. But after that, I started to really work hard and study hard and put in the work, right? I'd show up early and get extra help and stay after school and get extra help. Then I start to get no GPA, but it's like, it never came easy to me, right? And some things, like, for example, in dancing, right? I'm more of a freestyler, a flower, right? I can listen to music, react and move and create my own original movements and style.
Versus following somebody else's choreography.
Exactly. Somebody else, they can just pick it up like that. Yeah. So, I mean, we all have different smarts and different styles and ways of doing things, but I think there's a lot of different ways to making your dreams come true and making a business idea come to yes.
So what would you say to that young entrepreneur, even if they're a dropout? Like, you say anything to them like, holy cow, like, you can be smart in something different. Don't worry about what society's telling you is smart. There's relationships, there's money, there's all sorts of things that judge, your value.
Yeah. There's a lot of like haters and naysayers and people that will doubt you and do it. But I think that deep down inside, you just got to like listen to your heart and follow your gut and really just go for it, right? You put in the hard work, you try your best, you learn from your mistakes, you find mentors that can help you shave time off your learning curve to get where you want to faster. I think it's just all about persistence and never giving up.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally agree. A little like sort of off topic of your travels, but for someone who's never traveled, right? And maybe I just speak selfishly because I kind of haven't, or left the US. You and I have unpacked this. Where would you advise someone to go first if they're looking to get out there and see the world?
So many cool places. So I've been to 105 countries now. And
wow.
Like multiple times. So that's kind of my thing is I like to go back to a country and like, really dig deep. But dang, that's a hard question. I think you got to go to Europe. I think the living over there and the culture, like the food culture, like in London or in Italy, is amazing. And the history, ruins, and just the architecture is really, really cool. So I think for a lot of people, like doing a trip to Europe, like Paris or Italy would kind of be pretty exciting. But then you could also go off the beaten path and explore like South America and like Peru and Brazil and a totally different style of travel, right? More like backpacker thing, like in the mountains and with the locals and the tribes. That'd be pretty cool.
Don't you have to have a lot of money to do that? Like I know a lot of people are like, I'll travel when I have money. I'll travel when I have time. People who are like, maybe you have time, but you don't have money. How do you get out there and do it?
Man, life is short, right? And it's the world is beautiful and precious. And I think the most valuable thing that we have is time and to use it wisely. And I think that travel has been one of my biggest teachers. A lot about myself and other people, and just it's helped me a lot. I think, grow my business and everything. But there's a lot of cool things like for like people traveling on a budget. Like I used to do this for years. Have you guys heard of couch surfing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds super creepy. Like it sounds even creepier than Uber. Like, oh, you're not supposed to hitchhike. Oh, hey, now we're going to hitchhike with everybody that we don't know. And couch surfing, you're literally going to anybody's house and renting their couch for the night on an app. Like, I hope they're not a serial killer.
I've had some weird experiences. Like,
You don't say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should. Yeah, but no, it wasn't that bad. But I just showed up, and it was like, and I love all people, right? I'm not like judgmental at all. I appreciate all religions and people, and I have gay friends. There's like 100 gay guys in a pool at this mansion when we showed up. I'm like, whoa, this is weird. I'm not into that.
It wasn't your scene.
Yeah, it wasn't my scene. But there's other experiences, and I would have to say 85, 90% of the time that were amazing experiences, and I still have some like surfing friends. So that's a cool app. If you're on a budget and you want to meet cool people. And you don't always have to stay on a couch, but you can. Sometimes they have a bed, or sometimes if you're in Korea, you have to sleep on the floor. But that's a cool thing. And if you make friends with people that work at like airlines or something, maybe they can give you friends and family benefits and free flights.
Right. It's who you know and who knows you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or who you're going to meet couch surfing, right?
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, time too, Zach. I know that you kind of have a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
I want to know before we go, two things. One, what are you most excited about in business? Like, what is driving you forward right now? Is it Assistagram? What is it? Is it the book Reach? Like, what are you diving into that you're so excited about right now? And where's the best place for people to find you?
So Assistagram still running well. Focused on of course Instagram and all platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's cool to me still to this day. Like I just love like social media, like content and growth and monetization, because that's what my book's about too. Like Reach, was just released like last year. It's about creating like a lifestyle business and being able to work from your laptop and travel the world and work from anywhere. So I love the lifestyle that's created for me, and I like to help other people do the same, right? To do what they love and work wherever with whoever they want and travel the world. So that's what I'm working on. I'm still excited about that. And of course, I mean, people can, if you need any help with social media, you can go to Assistagram. That's my company. Happy to help you guys. And then connect with me on Instagram. Zach Vacay is my handle. So if you guys need anything or have any questions or need any travel tips, feel free to reach out, DM me. And I mean, that's about it.
You heard it here. LinkedIn, the new cool, and couch surfing is the way to travel. Like things I didn't think I was going to talk about with Zach today.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Me either. Awesome. Yeah. Well, Zach, you're the man. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and part of your story too. And, knowing you for years, every time we talk, I things to learn and learn more things about you. So I appreciate you sharing your story and coming on with us. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been fun.
Hey, make sure to check out that book too, Reach, like Ben said at the beginning too. It's awesome, man. I'm going to go dive into it too. I was looking at it earlier, so I'm going to get a copy.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys, and love like what you guys are doing and ClickFunnels and the radio show. And thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.